Hi, welcome back to another episode of Cool Story Bro. Today is episode 6 and we have Ryan Matjeraie.
Hello.
Hi. So Ryan, for those who don't know who you are, can you tell us a bit about yourself and what you do?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me. This is a public platform to pretend I have any credibility in the streetwear community, so thank you very much for that. Shout out to Bryan Botak Chin and all you guys for having me. My name is Ryan Matjeraie. I used to work on radio. I do a bit of stuff online. I do a little bit of stuff in Astro Super Sport. Not a streetwear connoisseur of any kind, but I'm a fan. I love observing. And I don't have much of a wardrobe to. I have a wardrobe that can confirm that.
Right, awesome. So, speaking of streetwear, so recently I'm sure you've seen one of the recent podcasts that we had.
No, I haven't actually.
So,
yes, I have.
Yeah, so that one was a different podcast, a fashion-focused podcast. So you've seen the guest that was on that recently. Yeah. So what do you think of that? Like, how did that?
Yeah, you seem afraid to say his name.
Not really, but Sheldon Nugger, that dude. What do you think of him?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think of that whole podcast? Before we actually get into like,
what do I think of him or that particular episode?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that much hair since the '80s. First of all, I'm just kidding. I'm obviously kidding. I think what you want me to respond to is probably his comments about pestle mortar.
Yeah. Since you're friends with, good friends with them, yeah.
I think my response will be quite biased. I am friends with the pestle mortar guys. I've known Hugh and Arnold. Arnold, who pretends he's part of pestle mortar, really doesn't do much. And I'm totally kidding, guys. Honestly, no. I think to be honest, what he said, he comes from a younger demographic. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know the guy. Mm-hmm. I do think he looks familiar. I've seen him around. But I think he comes from a younger demographic. And if pestle mortar, which I think they're doing right now, they probably should listen to the younger demographic and take in all the feedback they can. If anything, they should take this as a constructive criticism moving forward. This is obviously a passionate guy. Yep. I do think I've heard stuff about him. He likes to say certain things to provoke people and all that from what I've heard. Again, I don't know the situation or the backstory very well, but my 2 cents on it is that I think this is just a perfect opportunity for pestle mortar to grow, listen, and this is what they're doing. But there's no denying pestle mortar has been a huge process in the whole scene and what they've done. And I think a lot of people can say they wouldn't be here or involved in this scene without pestle mortar, because they were one of the first. I don't know if that classifies as a pioneer, but they're definitely one of the first to do what they did, and I think they deserve absolute props for that. Whether or not they've grown to the extent that people want them to, I'm not sure. Yep. I'm not in that scene. I don't really think I have the knowledge in streetwear to particularly have the vocabulary to articulate what I'm trying to say, but I think that I think there's a huge. I'm trying so hard to be diplomatic here.
But I guess it's a fair answer. I think that's a fair answer. That's a very fair answer. I'm okay with it. You guys good?
We can talk more about it if you want. We can get into the details.
But anyway, speaking about you being a streetwear connoisseur and whatnot, that you're not a streetwear connoisseur.
Yeah.
So you went to LA recently, right?
Yeah.
So you then filmed this whole. You took a Bata with you.
Yeah.
And then you had people reacting to the shoes.
I took a few shoes. In case you haven't noticed or haven't seen, I did a video recently where I brought not just Bata, I brought a few brands. I brought Bata, Power badminton shoes, Asadi clogs, really high-end stuff. Gucci sliders.
Gucci,
Pucci, or as the Americans would say, Bucci, which is bullshit Gucci. I also brought, and I didn't release this one, LED shoes, which is one that...
Right, the one with the Yeezys and they have like LED strips
on the bottom. Not Yeezys, but like these white ones with flashing lights to get their take on it. And then the last one was Bata Mule slippers as well, which is what our Prime Minister wore as well.
Shit.
Yeah, so I brought a few. I didn't bring pairs because I couldn't fit that much into my suitcase. I just bought one slipper and one shoe. I brought it there and I went to, the Hollywood, to Melwood Rose, Fairfax, if you're a streetwear person, these places, just to get the reactions of people who, look hypebeast orientated people. And I think I got a reaction from them. It was quite daunting at first, man, because I got rejected a lot, by the way. You think that this video I had a good response. I was out, me and a friend called Siew, which I'm sure a lot of people in this room know. We were out there for a few hours trying to get people to stop on the street and talk to us, and we stopped in Hollywood Walk of Fame, which, as you guys know, has all the Hollywood names on it.
The stars,
we were there for a few hours and we got rejected a lot there, but I think that was our mistake. We went there first. We should have gone straight to Fairfax, which is where all the hypebeasts were and all that. And when we were there, people came to us quite easily and were happy to comment on some of the shoes and slippers that we had. Yeah.
So personally, I feel like it's funny. It's damn funny.
Thanks, man.
But of course, I have a few friends who I've spoken to about it, which they think that you're bashing the Malaysian, I don't know, like the culture or like the brands. So what do you think of
Which
that?
ones in particular though?
Like the Bata ones?
Okay.
Yeah, so they're basically like, they're saying like, oh, like you're actually like kind of bashing on the Malaysia culture in a sense. So what do you think of that?
I can see where they're coming from. At the end of the day, if I saw someone out there with these shoes from Malaysia and leaving it an open field of criticism, I would think that in some ways he's leaving it open for them to be bashed. But to be honest, I did there with, I think the video speaks for itself. I went there to get a reaction from people, whether it be good or bad. I can't control their reactions. I can't go to these 2 6'5" black guys and say, hey, say nice things about Bata, bro. This is the fucking most glorified shoe in classrooms across our country. I can't do that. What I can do is go, hey, this is our shoe. We love it in Malaysia. I grew up wearing these shoes. What do you guys think? And obviously they're going to say certain things, and I can't control that. And whether that's bashing the shoe or not, it's a reaction. I'm not promoting fake counterfeit goods. I'm promoting the reactions to them. And if anything, fuck man, I'm putting Malaysia on a map, bro. All right.
There you go.
But I went there the purpose because I've never seen it been done before. I wanted to do it, and I hopefully achieved that.
And props to you, man. Props to you.
Thanks.
Like, it's not easy to do stuff like that. I mean, in Malaysia, at least, not a lot of people are doing that.
Yeah.
So I mean, are you thinking of doing that in Malaysia anytime soon, like with any sort of things?
Yeah. Although it's quite hard getting reaction from Malaysians. Number one, we are quite shy.
Yes.
Even if I saw a guy with a microphone on the street, I would not stop for him. If he wanted my reaction, unless there was a very, very good reason. So I think it depends where I'm going to do it. I might be working again. I'm putting it out there, and the guys from Future Sound may be like, what is he talking about? But I'm talking to Alman right now about doing something young, good vibes, not necessarily shoes or streetwear, but doing something street talking. And I'd love to do more episodes, but it needs to have like a good premise, a good idea.
For sure.
Because I think that was a good idea, going to LA, going to Hollywood and getting their reaction, people there, hypebeast there, reaction on Malaysian shoes. And I don't know if I get the same reaction here, but I'd love to do.
I mean, it'd be fun to try, man. Like, I mean, it's not easy to do, so it's hard to get people to stop to actually talk to you and come shit like that. But I think that's fun. That's good. I mean, personally, I find it really enjoyable. I thought it was fucking funny. So, so moving on. So, what is your role in Rocketfuel at the moment?
Rocketfuel, sorry, I'm going to take my jacket a little bit hot, but what I do at Rocketfuel is I create content primarily. So I create content for a few products that I do. I make videos and I work with a few people, and because I think Rocketfuel have a few people signed to them. For example, Harvin Skin, Harry Cock, the puppet. So I collaborate with those types of talents, and then we make beautiful content together.
So like what stuff that you post on your social media? So is that technically under Rocketfuel, or is that like your own?
So what it is, I'm signed under Rocketfuel. So any money I make, I give it to Rocketfuel, and they pay me a salary every month. And I have a certain KPI I need to make annually. So I have to hit that KPI annually. But as far as the content I put up, I mean, I have full creative control most of the time. As long as I'm not bashing, Pastor more than a podcast or anything like that. It should be, should be okay. You know what I'm saying?
So, but will you like when you go to LA or those kind of stuff like that? Is that like funded by them or?
No, that was 100% me.
Shit!
It was a holiday. But it was an excuse to do video content there as well. And I've had that idea for a long time. Man, how cool would it be to go to LA and then get their reactions on Malaysian glorified shoes, renowned shoes? And I thought this would be the perfect experience. And my friend Siew was going to be there, so he would help me film. I brought my camera. I bought like a new Zoom H6 recorder of a microphone, which is a great investment. You guys know about it. You know a little bit about audio. I went there and I did it, and then that was just the perfect excuse to, one, have a good time because it's LA. Number two is make some content as well. And LA is cool, man. Like, I don't know if you guys are photographers or videographers. I think they would know that LA is like golden hour all the time. It just looks great all the time. It's quite a few celebrities here and there. So it's good vibes.
Yeah, it's cool. So for now, so now that you're at Rocketfuel, so what sort of content do you only do video content on the internet, or are you like into like acting on TV or shit like that? So, or is just mainly like digital content?
I do. So I worked at Astro Supersport recently. I think that's considered TV, I would suppose. But mainly the content I create would always go online. Very rarely does it go on TV, except certain projects I have. Like for example, I wrote a campaign for Harry Cock the Puppet.
Yep.
That went on Astro Supersport during the World Cup season.
Yeah.
So that would be considered TV, I suppose. But as far as Netflix and all that, no, I think not yet anyway. It's primarily online, the content I write for. Yeah.
But is there like any plans to move out of that, like in the future? Maybe if you get like, besides just doing digital content.
Not really, because I mean, if you think about it, traditional media, radio, TV, that's like an elevator that's going down. No offense, it's going down. Why would you want to jump on that? We're doing online, which is on the rise. You guys know this. I mean, Masses MY, the YouTube channel, it's growing. It's exponentially growing. I don't think you guys would have that platform through TV or through radio. Like, you've had to do it yourselves, and huge props to you guys for doing it. You're doing podcasts and inviting people to bash Pastor Morta. So that would not happen on TV or radio. You know what I'm saying? So congratulations, guys.
Thank you. But I have to agree. I mean, radio is dying slowly. Yeah. Because with the whole Spotify is out, so people don't really listen to radios anymore. And even that, I think radio stations are pulling off the whole prank thing as well, right? I think Fly FM did pull off their
the crappy calls they call it, or it hates to be the gotcha call's still going, I think.
Yeah, but I think Fly FM stopped theirs already, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is a good move, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of old now. It's been like more than a decade that they're doing that.
Yeah, not a fan of the crappy calls?
Nah, man. I mean, it was fun when it started. I guess not really, not anymore. After a while, it just gets pretty
Again, I think
the
expiry date was a long time coming.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, now people are more into like, going on the streets, doing social experiments and pranking people. I guess that's more
even then, that's a little bit old. You know what I mean? That's already a little bit outdated. I just feel like maybe because we're just both getting older. You know what I mean? We could be getting more grumpy, older people looking down at younger people and saying, "Hey, back in my day, our gotcha calls were much better back then." Maybe it really is just completely.
I can feel like I'm gonna get a gotcha call one of these days. Just by saying this.
Wait, wasn't someone in your company?
Yeah, during Sneakerlah. So Julian got a gotcha call. So so like Bryan set him up and Arnold prank called him. Yeah. So it worked. It worked out pretty well. It was pretty pissed off. Yeah. And it was pretty in a panicky mode. So that
was one. There was also another one where
last year, I think it was Tunwei. Tunwei got it as well. Yeah, he was also pissed.
No, the big one though. The big one I'm talking about is the one in Sneakerlah when they came in and then they released a video. And then
right.
I'm of course kidding. Well, I'm addressing the taboo here today.
It's on PM Tepi. But yeah, so we got a long history with Hitz, I guess, in a way. But so why did you were in Hitz before this, right? How long were you there?
7 years, I think.
7?
Yeah. I was there 2011. My contract started, and I left last year, 2000. What is that? 18. Sorry.
Oh, wait, so it's pretty recent, then you're not.
Yeah.
Oh, so you started this whole gig like pretty recently, about a year old?
Less than a year. Yeah.
Less than a year.
Yeah.
Damn. So why did you step out of the whole radio thing? Is it because of like the whole radio is dying, or is it just like you personally want to move on to something else?
I mean, we both know this. Any working adult knows this. That once you're at you work at a place for 5 years, that's your time to move on. You're not learning anymore, and I was there for two more years after 5 years, so 7 years in total. So I wasn't learning anymore, man. Like I felt like I was doing everything that I was doing, and I wasn't growing. I had a lot of hunger. And I didn't feel the hunger doing that job anymore. Yeah. I wanted to do something else. And but I have a huge respect for Hitz and what they did for me, and they helped me out quite a bit. I still have friends there. I don't miss the job. I miss some of the people. Yeah. But I had to, man. I had to leave. Once you get good at something, people, I think, even Malaysians in general, feel like once they get good at something, that they get very complacent, very lazy, like, oh, I can do this, I might as well keep doing it. Yeah. Where I quickly learned that once you get comfortable at something, or you get perhaps very good at it, that's your time to just leave it, man, because you're not going to be good at you can live your life being so good at it, but then you're not going to be good at other things. And so I really had to do other things, man. Yeah.
But how was like the whole, were you able to like take anything you learned from radio into what you're doing today?
Oh, 100%, man. When I worked on radio, I was creating content every single day for that radio show. I worked really hard, man, on radio. That gave me the mentality. It gave me the discipline to create content. Also, to realize what works, what doesn't work. You know what I mean? It's just like Saturday Night Live. Those guys who you know, those guys who are the talents. They also write scripts and stuff like that. That's why a lot of them come out of it becoming better at what they do and to bigger, better things, because they're just creating content. They're making their job is to entertain. Yep. And then once you leave that job, you already have it in your mind how to entertain, or what works, what doesn't work, and perhaps you'll be going into fields where it's outside your comfort zone. You're just challenging yourself. You know what I mean? If you stay there forever, you're just not challenging yourself. I think. That's, you know what I mean? Like Bryan Botak Chin. I mean, if he stays unboxing shoes for the rest of his life, he won't be happy. You know, he will not be happy. I don't know why he hasn't named that show, you know, Bryan Botak Chin, Botak opens a kotak. You know what I mean? That's like the perfect opportunity right there to name that show. He's in the building, by the way. He's listening to every word we're saying right there.
I mean, actually, that's cool, Bryan.
No, do not use that. That was a total joke.
Yeah. Botak kotak.
Botak
opens kotak.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard it here first. But yeah, so have you ever thought of like getting into like stand-up comedy or stuff like that? I mean, you're a funny guy in general, and I mean, most people who can write, you know, like you write for Harry Cock, and Harry Cock's pretty fucking funny. If you ask me, I pretty fucking like Harry Cock. So, have you ever thought into venturing into that side of things, like being a stand-up comedian or?
I mean, I've thought about it. I've thought about doing stand-up before, but I'm not generally not a funny guy. I'm more sarcastic than anything. I like making little comments here and there, little jabs. You know, I like hanging out with people that can laugh at themselves because I make fun of them and they make fun of me. Yeah. But as far as like performing funny stuff, I don't think I could do it. I could, you know, unless I would be making fun of someone, kind of thing. But I would love to do it for fun. But I don't think I could generally. Don't think I could stand up there with a mic and then do it. And I just feel, even in some ways, and no disrespect to the comedy community out there, but even then, that's a little bit old school to stand in front of an audience and do it. Not to everyone, but I just feel like there's other platforms now to do it. YouTube and Spotify and podcasts, what you guys are doing. So many ways to express yourself nowadays. You don't need to stand in front of a mic in front of the people, which is great still. I love the comedy scene and comedians out there. I love what they do, and I have huge respect for them. But there's just so many other platforms to do it as well as standing in front of people. Yeah.
Agreed. So Bryan Botak Chin, long-time fan of the podcast, is here today. So he'll be joining us since he's long-time friends with Ryan as well. So enjoy.
Hey, it's me. I decided to join the podcast. Sorry,
he basically came to crash the podcast because he's in the corner and it's distracting. So we just got him.
So I think I know Ryan quite well. Yep. I won't say very well, but we've gotten drunk a few times together.
Yes. So that means we know each other very well, because that's when all the truth comes out.
So once they say you never truly know someone until you get drunk with them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think I know you quite well.
How many times?
Few times? Few events, and then we got into like really deep stuff.
Did we really?
Yeah.
Why can't I remember this?
Yeah, because we were drunk.
Fair enough.
But I've got good memory when I'm drunk.
You do. By the way, I'm not sure why he gets a special microphone. There's some sort of golden microphone. We know who's the boss here at Masters because
kind of explains that.
The golden microphone.
Yeah, man. Shout out Lei Hao from China.
Shout out Lei Hao for the mic.
And very nice.
Shout out China.
So how are you familiar with what he does? I'm sure you do.
Bryan Botak Chin?
No, we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about him.
This is a two-way podcast.
Yeah, but
we can go both ways, bro.
If you want to find out what I do, just follow Masters.
Can I give my first impression of Bryan Botak Chin though?
Sure,
the first time I saw him, I met him many times before this, but the first time I think was when he was on stage.
Oh my god, no, I play the drums, bro.
Sorry, remember this?
Oh, so you don't know who he's ever at all.
Right there, doing the whole, still no hair, but really feeling the music and stuff like that. So I knew primarily as a muso, and then he obviously made his way into streetwear, and then hasn't looked back since.
So when was your first impression of him? Where did you first meet him?
Matt 10.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. So Matt 10 is like Hitz FM's local chart, and they play it every Sunday. Right? Sunday evening time, I think.
Yeah, 4 to 5 p.m.
Yeah, and then they brought us on. I think that was for Roosevelt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was the host. So shout out to Hitz for Matt 10.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they still have Matt 10, do they?
They still have Matt 10, hosted by Basil. But also what we used to do is Bryan Botak Chin also used to be a fake caller on Hitz. So by the way, this is new information for anyone out there who listens to Hitz. They sometimes use fake callers, and Bryan Botak Chin...
They always call me, I don't know why.
Always a fake caller, especially on Arnold Lowe show on the morning crew.
So basically they don't have callers. So they get him. So
the thing about radio is you get a lot of shit callers, man. Especially I used to work the night shift, so you get a lot of weirdos going on. You know what I'm saying? People saying shit. So it's very rare you get a good caller. Number one. Once you find a good caller, to keep them on the phone to have a conversation with you is quite difficult. So what I do is I used to build a bank of callers. Some of them would be my friends. Some of them would be loyal followers of the show. We all have each announcer has a different phone book.
Yeah.
And Arnold Lowe's phone book was, I think, number one up there was either Arthur Lowe, his brother, Bryan Botak Chin.
And they will call in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes I'm asleep.
Yeah.
And then it's 8:30 in the morning, and then you're private number, and I'm oh my god, Arthur, Arnold. Then you answer the phone, and it's hey bro, I need to ask you a question, but you need to talk in really Chinese.
The worst part is he'd tell him what to say as well. So Bryan Botak Chin is essentially not being himself at all. He's just being this guy being told what to say.
Yeah. So I've like I think the worst one was like I'm supposed to think they were talking about pop collars. Is it cool to pop your collar and then I have to act like one of those guys? Like very nice one. I already spent so much money buy the shirt. You don't have to show people it's expensive. You know, like then it was a good one. So I always get that call, but right now I think they don't anymore. I think Arnold's pissed with me after that whole Sheldon Nugger thing.
What happened with that again? I'm just kidding.
Arnold, call me.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about you. So like you did, like everyone knows your voice from radio because you were on radio for a long time.
Yeah, nice voice too actually.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah, but you're like semi-white, right?
Yeah. So actually, what are you?
So this is another thing I wanted to bring up. Bryan Botak Chin claims to know me so well, and we know him for years. He only found out less than a year ago that I was actually Malaysian.
You know where we found out that?
Yeah,
we met.
Good vibes.
No, it was House of Events.
House of Events. Yeah,
House of Events. We were talking about House of Events.
I was like, are you serious? I thought you were like some white dude that came here and fell in love with Malaysia and never wanted to leave.
Wanted to find like a Malaysian wife to bring home, right?
Yeah, like Sarong Party girl.
No. So yeah, I wasn't born here. My whole family was pretty much born here, but I grew up in Siew. I'm a Kuching boy.
All right.
And then I moved to Penang, and then I moved to Australia for a few years. Bryan Botak Chin, sorry to keep calling by your full name, but not only did he not know I was Malaysian, but he insulted me in the process by calling people like this guy called Gibo from Fly FM said he was more Malaysian than me. He said Henry Golding is more Asian than me. Henry Golding.
You did say that actually.
Henry Golding's like the whitest man alive, isn't he? Surely. No, but I mean.
Oh, now I feel so bad. No, but I always thought you were like from Australia.
I mean, you can't blame him.
Really.
Like when I first met you, I thought
you're really tall. You know, you're really white, and then like I've never heard you speak Malay before.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Even on radio, and then I just thought you were like some import, and after that he whipped out his IC. I was like mind blown.
Yeah.
Just so you know, he's not really full white. He's actually got some Bumi Putra in there. Like
Iban, bro.
Iban, yeah.
Half Iban, half Irish.
Damn.
I'm more Malaysian than anyone in this room, really. If you think
about it.
Whoa. Excuse me.
Sarawakian, the real.
I was born in Miri, yeah.
Were you really?
I was born.
Are you
Sarawakian?
in
Sabah. I was like Kota Kinabalu.
Yeah.
Okay, no, the three of us.
Yeah.
There we go.
All from the
East
East.
Malaysian.
That's how we do it.
East side.
Yeah.
East side.
These guys, this guy's got Subang written all over him.
He's got Shalam written all over him. Bros. Our editor Nabil's like full on Shalam. SAC.
But so like now you see there's a lot of people creating content. They have Epicism, you have Jinnyboy. Those guys have been around for a long time. So what do you think, like your content comparing to theirs? So what do you think the difference is?
I would think, I really think Epicism, Jinnyboy TV, they're very orientated towards a younger demographic. I really think there's this gap between like the older audience and the small audience. I think our age, there's no real mainstream millennial content out there. I don't think, from my observations, urban that is. Perhaps Malay there is, perhaps Chinese there is, but in terms of English millennial mainstream, I don't see. Your SNLs, your Daily Show, your stuff that kind of appeals to our age group, which is why I think you guys obviously are doing that, and you're appealing to that subculture, which is great. That's where I think my content kind of leans towards, because it's essentially the content I create is to make, number one, me laugh. It's to make me.
So do you actually watch yourself when you laugh?
So
how does that work?
You want to make funny shit to make yourself laugh.
When you think of an idea, you're like, what, that could be funny. So I don't sit in front of a mirror and laugh at myself when I tell and practice my jokes.
If that.
Not usually. Sometimes, okay. I have to think it's funny. There's no way back from that, is there? There's no way back.
That's an interesting point of view, though. Like I used to when I was like maybe like in my college days, I used to watch like Jinnyboy and these kind of guys, but now I actually don't. Now I actually completely not to say I've forgotten they exist. I know they're around, but I just don't find them interesting anymore.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. I find his stuff funny.
No, because that's
because
natural.
you grew up.
I mean, he's saying there's a gap between that audience now.
I mean, taste change,
ones.
Your perception of what is good is always changing.
Yeah,
for sure.
I used to just wear shorts all the time, and now I have to wear long pants because I meet older people.
You just wore shorts a couple of days ago, man.
Yeah, I used to wear every day, but now I have to wear long pants because I have to meet
on stage playing drums.
Yeah. I hate long pants, like even last time. So like we grew up, taste change.
Yeah.
What we like 5 years ago, like, come on, even music. Like 3 years ago, music and now it's totally different. What we like is different. It's crazy. But I mean, so you need to tell me how does your process goes, because I'm so intrigued with that whole like it's got to make me laugh phrase.
Because I'm so insecure when it comes to creating content. I'm always insecure. I'm like, oh man, does this idea work? So what I do is I write a piece of content, and first I have to find it funny. Is this funny? And then sometimes that's not enough. So I send it to, I have like a few friends, close friends with my girlfriend. I'm like, is this funny? And sometimes they say, not really, or sometimes it does. And then that's when I have to feel confident with that content, and that's where I think it's fine. Then comes the execution process of videoing it and creating it, and that's a whole different process. So there's quite a few steps, quite a few barriers, and by the end of it, I have this finished product, whether it be a video or something. That's when I look at it and I have to think, is it funny or not? And then I send it to people and ask them for their opinion, and then I release it.
Sometimes it's not really about the writing as well. I think if you find it like really funny in writing, but sometimes the execution is done wrong.
And the acting has to be there,
right?
You know,
and then there's some things which are not funny at all, but executed right, it's like super funny. So I just creatively, I don't really know how to explain it, but I'm sure you understand.
But that's also a good thing, because sometimes things that don't work happen by accident and work really well in front of the camera. You're like consistently learning. You're always learning to see what works and what doesn't work. But first you have to have that stage of writing, whether it works, and then on video. And then you just sometimes you just never know. That what you write always, I guarantee, always will come out differently once it's executed. And you guys know this with anything that you guys do as well. You know what I mean? Sneakerlah, I'm sure you had a vision. Once the finished product at the end of the festival, you're like, whoa, we went a lot differently than I thought it would be, or something. So I'm just assuming here. Yeah.
No, not really.
Yeah,
it's a bit hard because like when you work with people like Future Sound Asia, you know, Alman, Ramesh, Ben, they are very, very specific, and they are very. I would say they're pros. They're really good at what they do. Yeah. So what they envision usually comes out exactly. So that's how good they are. So when we are preparing whatever you see on the whiteboard, you can imagine it. Usually it comes out exactly how it is. So that's how that's when you know these guys are really, really good. But when in the first few years of Sneakerlah, that's when you know, like you have no idea. And then when you start putting things together, you're like, oh wow, actually that's quite good.
That's what I mean. Like in the first year to what it is today, is it very different?
It's very different. You do know, right? Sneakerlah is actually it's a fluke. So we actually started Sneakerlah because it was a client's job. So we were doing client work for 100% this store. So they wanted an event, so we came out with this sneaker event thing. It wasn't even a huge thing. It was just supposed to be 10 tables, but 10 tables becomes 20 tables, 30, and then I think the final count was what, 40. So we took third floor, ground floor. That was the first year in lot 10. So it was a fluke.
What year was that?
2014.
Okay.
And
you've been doing it every year since.
Yeah.
And it's just grown and grown. And one of the words you told me.
This is how you know he's really from radio. So suddenly it's like, it's my. You get what I'm saying? Like
I'm interviewing you.
He's interviewing me now. Like
I will say.
After a while, I was like, "Hey, isn't this podcast about you?" But I'll get to you. Yeah.
I will say though that one of the words that really stuck with me that you said. This wasn't a drunken night. This was we were eating. I think you were there as well. Is you said that the Malaysian scene in terms of streetwear and sneakers and all that, it's on ecstasy right now. Do you still feel that way, and do you think that's going to run out?
Not ecstasy. It's on steroids.
Steroids. Okay.
Yeah. I feel it's slowed down. I think the steroid injection doesn't really work anymore. So it's just fats, a lot of fats, flabby. So like how I am right now. So.
You're the epitome of the Malaysian scene right now, physically.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. You know, when you first start injecting yourself with steroids and you start seeing all that growth, and after a while, right, it's just like if you don't work out, there's no knowledge, there's no substance. It just turns to fats. So now we're left with all the fats. We're left with a bunch of people who just don't understand the knowledge, don't understand the culture in the scene, and it's just a bunch of guys who are just out there to make money. So that's currently the scene. But I wouldn't say it's totally bad. I think the money portion helps with the scene. So I think it goes hand in hand, money and the culture, because the culture is half about money because you need money to buy this shit.
Yeah.
You need the growth in terms of all these resell prices and all that to grow.
And if you could put a money on how many free sneakers you've given out, Bryan, how many would it be? I'm kidding.
This guy. But yeah, let's get back to Ryan.
Yeah.
All right, we're here to talk about Ryan.
Okay, so this is, I guess, with all content creators, right?
I feel like I need, sorry, just to say, Bryan does not give out free shoes. That was a total joke. Don't
actually, I paid him for his shoes, so technically, like, he didn't really give free shoes anyway.
It's almost free. I do not give free shoes. Just to let you know, you gotta pay some amount so that you will appreciate the shoe.
Brother price.
Exactly.
Brother price.
But yeah,
if
anyway,
only your brother and my size.
fair enough. Anyway, so back to Ryan Matjeraie.
Yeah.
So
okay, you ask first.
So since you're like insecure with creating content and stuff like that, right? So when you put out content, so what if it doesn't fly? How do you feel about that usually?
It eats me up. Like, it eats me up for the longest time. Like, even till today, I look back at content and I say to myself, oh man, I wish I never released that. Or, oh man, it just doesn't work for me. But then I have to realize I have to learn to let it go, because it's gonna sound a little bit deep, but like the
that's the whole point.
Yeah, but like it's just a process. Do you know what I mean? Like somebody once said that perfection is the enemy of productivity.
Yep.
And I can't always keep going like, oh, I have to create the best every single time. You're gonna make mistakes. There's 365 days in a year. You're not gonna be amazing every single one of those days. You're gonna have those off days.
Yep.
I think the more you learn from it, the more you grow. I think on aggregate, even if you produce like 10 bad videos out of 100, you're still getting better on aggregate in the long term.
Yep.
So there's longevity there. You just have to learn to let go. You know what I mean? You name it. Every director, every event organizer, any passionate person out there that does something, that creates something, is going to have bad moments, are going to make mistakes. And then one thing you have to realize is that mistakes are not the opposite of success. It's just part of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yes, my DVD is coming out very soon to motivate people. RyanMatjeraie.com.
But where do you think digital content is heading in the next 5 years? Like, you know, we've got Netflix, we've got YouTube.
You mean in terms of platform?
Yeah, let's go a bit macro. You know, like on the bigger pictures.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned radio's dying slightly.
Yeah.
You know, or not to me, not really slightly. I think it's really
Quite fast,
dying.
like, quite rapid.
TV is not gonna die that soon because we still have a lot of kampong people that watch Astro and all that kind of stuff. But it's dying at a rate, right? So where do you think it's going?
Well, this is the exciting part. I don't really know. And I also think it depends, like, where you are geographically in the world. Because some people say, you know, YouTube's really thriving in, like, UK or Europe at the moment. In Malaysia, I feel like YouTube's just dying. I feel like even Facebook is somewhat
YouTube's dying in Malaysia?
I mean,
what's your opinion on
maybe, yeah, it's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong, but every time I've done stuff on YouTube, I feel like there's more views elsewhere. Like you get more traction
Instagram,
elsewhere.
Facebook, it's actually there for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, it seems to change a little bit. Sometimes it's on Facebook. There's traction there, but I really just think at the moment, consistently moving forward, I feel like Instagram is a platform right now where people are just always on. I think it's the easiest way to get on. It's just quick content right there. Swipe up, swipe down, double tap, all that kind of stuff. And I think a perfect example of that is our friend Harvin Skin. He came up with that video of him running out of a shop. I mean, that was one of the most shared videos in the world. And I think he did really well on Facebook as well. I don't think he even released it on YouTube.
Yeah, he didn't need to.
Yeah.
It was just like 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I gotta admit, there's a lot of versions of it. But Harvin's version is the best.
Yeah.
And it's not because Harvin really ran fast or whatever. Actually, the real star to me in that whole video is the guy serving him.
The reaction.
The reaction. That was amazing because everyone else, you follow World Star, right?
Yeah.
And you've seen a lot of versions of it, and it's quite bullshit. You know, like you kind of know it's staged, so obvious. But I think Harvin's one is real, like really real.
I think he went there with the intention, but obviously the guy, you can't fake a reaction like that, can you?
It's too real. It's too real.
Yeah,
that guy was so scared.
Yeah.
You saw like when he was walking back, his muka was like pucat already and stuff like that. So I think it's because everyone shared it because it's super super real.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was great. That was, he put Malaysia on the map as well. So,
and that's the thing, like you go on YouTube, you don't really see raw videos like that. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem relatable. It's a lot of produced stuff going on YouTube right now. Instagram just seems a lot more personal. Kind of thing. So I think that's why I feel like Instagram right now, I'm not sure about around the world, but in Malaysia, it's just the most relatable at the moment. Just it's so accessible as well on the palm of your fingers to consume content like that.
So you think that's the future? Like the 60 seconds video?
At the moment, I see it going that way.
Okay.
I see it going that way because we're pretty lazy as well, like to consume content. That's why I think IGTV doesn't quite work. How lazy can we be if we're too lazy to click on a video to take us to another platform, which is IGTV, to watch the video? Just seems like there's not as much consumption happening on IGTV than there is on Instagram.
That's fair, actually. That's true. Actually, I agree with him because when videos you see, the 60-second videos, they'll be like, if you want to watch, just click on that little TV button there. Yeah. I still don't click it. Yeah, I just fuck it, I'm done.
Exactly.
Just move on to the next shit.
Any excuse not to click it, you'll take it. Even the videos that Bata and those episodes have been doing, the ones that I put one episode on IGTV, but I posted it on my page as well. And that one got about 15,000. The other one's got 160,000, and the other one 60,000. 50,000.
What?
Around there.
160,000 views?
Yeah, on the latest one, the Gucci slider one.
Okay.
And the IGTV one was 15,000. It just doesn't translate when it's on IGTV for some reason. And I think maybe it really is because we're lazy.
Is this a sign that we're getting stupider, or like lazier?
No, I would say it's because when you go on your phone, right? Instagram, Insta stories, how Insta stories are even actually better than your posts nowadays. It's more people view your Insta stories more than they view your posts. Yeah. Because it's convenient. I don't have to I see what I want to see, and they show you what you want to see. Yeah. Like they'll place people you watch a lot on top, right? So you just look at the first 10 and you'll be like, I'm done for the day. Yeah. Rather than I scroll and sometimes I see shit I want to see and you're like, I don't really like that.
Do you actually scroll all your stories?
Nope.
Definitely not.
Maybe 20% of it, and then the rest I just don't care.
Oh, okay. 20% is quite a lot for me.
20% of my following is small, bro. My following is a couple hundred people, So it's
I'd be lucky to get through the first 5 on your...
5, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
need
about that, 5.
Yeah.
5, maximum 10 if I'm taking a dump.
Yeah.
After a while, I was just like, okay, next. Close, open YouTube. So YouTube's my toilet time.
No, wait, if you think about it, YouTube...
So I consume different platform at different time.
But you go on YouTube, what I realize what he does at work, he goes on YouTube for educational content. You know what I mean? He goes in there to look for documentaries, podcasts, or people go there for information now. Yeah. Right? Not really just Google. People actually go there for let's say I learn how to cook, they go on YouTube. Yeah. I feel like YouTube is more of that now, rather than it's a funny place where you find funny shit.
Yeah, true.
Right?
I primarily use it to either check out trailers or something that I know, an episode of something, or music. Do you know what I mean? I rarely go there now with the intention of wanting to just
know what you want most of the time.
Whereas Instagram is a little bit more random than that. You see something that you like, you click on the profile, and then you follow this person. He comes on your timeline, you see the stories. It all links together. It's all very convenient for our lazy fingers. And yes, we are just getting lazier and lazier, I think, as we go on. Yeah.
You know Bling, right? DJ Bling. Mm-hmm. So you've seen his new
Blink Eats,
Blink Eats, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that's the future? What's your opinion on that?
On the content itself?
Yeah,
or the
that kind of
60-second food content.
That kind of format.
Yeah. I honestly think it's great. I really think the idea of trying it out is really good. I think there's going to be more to come. I like the idea now. Is he the first to do it? I mean, in Malaysia,
I don't see any other one.
So he'll always have that now. But it's now up to the next person to do it better. I look at the content, and 100% it can be better, and I think he knows that as well in terms of interactivity and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the impression you get from him is that he just likes eating food. He likes going to these places. He wants to share that experience,
which is good, right?
Yeah, and what do we as Malaysians love doing? It's eating food and the idea of us watching someone else enjoy food is not as weird as it sounds nowadays as it was, say, 10 years ago. So I think he's doing something that it's the start of something for sure. Yeah.
But you think a lot of people adopt that? They will adopt that kind of content format?
Adopt it as in do it
60
as well?
seconds. Meaning everything from now on, let's say they're going to do skits in 60 seconds.
Personally, I feel after he does it, I think you're gonna spawn mini little blinks all over, and it's going to be flooded with this kind of content.
But that's good as well because it just means we get to choose the best one out of all of them. You know what I mean? So I think competition is good in that regard. But yeah, he's going to have to do something special with these episodes and get better at doing it. But I think he knows that. Yeah, to carry on this episode, he himself has to do better and keep upping himself. And you guys know this creating content. You need to keep one-upping yourselves. Otherwise, it's just not worth it, kind of thing. Yeah.
Wait, so have you seen the recent show that Messrs produced called Flex? Have you seen it?
So I've seen a little bit of it.
Okay.
I haven't seen the whole thing.
Thoughts?
I love the idea. What's that show in America?
PAQ.
Pack.
Is that what it's called?
It's in UK.
UK.
Is it UK?
Yeah, it's from UK.
But it's an American one. I think I saw Hassan Minaj on there.
Was that Minaj?
I saw Hassan Minaj as a guest on
No,
one of them.
the US one is the...
Sean Witherspoon's Hassan Minaj?
Four of the guys.
there's also 4 guys. I can't
four
remember
guys
the
on
name
a
really.
couch talking about shoes and
Full Size Run.
Yes,
That's from Complex.
That's the one. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
from Complex,
So when I
yeah.
saw that, I immediately related back to that. And that's what you always get, by the way. You always have it related back to something that's already exists out there. I haven't seen the whole thing, so I can't honestly...
Okay, but as a content creator, right?
Yeah.
So let's say, because the shit that they got was that they're copying these other shows, which are like
PAQ.
PAQ, Full Size Run.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as a content creator, so if let's say like you
Yeah.
see someone doing something,
Yeah.
and if let's say you take inspiration or copy from that, what do you think of that? Do you think that that's ethically right or wrong or?
No, I think everyone has to use something from someone. It's I mean, I've been doing content for so many years. You're always going to take from somewhere. There's no denying that. Anyone out there, it's very, very rarely you find someone that has an idea that's born out of nowhere. It always comes from somewhere, whether it be your experiences or you witnessing something. But the idea of the execution has to be either a little bit different, or if you're going to do something that's it's either similar, it has to be better.
Better.
It has to be. You have to thrive.
So the whole point about starting this show is similar to PAQ and all these other shows, but localization. So we thought it would do a lot of good to the local scene. So that's why we agreed to do it and in that format. So it's but we got a lot of shit for it. So it's like, oh, you guys are copying, it's the same. But the whole point, it's funnier. It's meant to be more funny because we Malaysians, we love our humor. Yeah. Second, it's meant to localize, and that's the real reason why we want to do it, because a platform like this would actually feature a lot more different local designers, fashion shops, brands, stores. So I think that's one of our goals. And I think a lot of people kind of like, oh no, your copying trumps the good, the bad definitely just trumps that. So I don't know, what do you think about this situation we're in? Trying to get Ryan to co-sign us.
I'm huge on originality. I will say that. It has to be. That's one of the reasons why I did the whole going to LA thing, was because I didn't see that anyone was doing anything like that. You're in a situation now where you're already doing it though, so you're being compared to these people. I would just try and take as many different routes as you can. I don't know what this other show does. I don't see enough of it. But if you're doing primarily, essentially the same stuff as them, then I would suggest doing
the formula is pretty much the same, 4 guys, and they do fashion challenge. That's the formula.
The challenge happens on the couch.
No, they go out and
go out and do it.
And that one, they did the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but that's just the formula. But everything else is different. Settings different. The way we film it is different. Yeah. The way they talk is different, and all the other activities inside is different.
So I think because I think you will be different eventually, but now you're too close and too similar to them.
Because it's still, they're fairly fresh. Yeah, it's still new.
And that's the trouble with creating content. It's quite similar to other things, is that you're going to struggle finding your voice first. I think it's so early for you guys. How many episodes?
2.
Exactly.
Second one is only coming out on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I think maybe put yourself in these shoes. I keep doing it for at least a year, 2 years. If by 2 years you're still doing stuff that's quite similar to what they're doing, then there's something wrong. You need time to find your voice, I think, and I think you just need to thrive on.
Well, I must say that
better.
That's good advice. Yeah, that's good.
The response of it was good.
Yeah.
It was more good than bad.
We had 70% good.
Yeah.
I would say 80, high 70s, 80.
You have your real fashion heads who really follow these pages. Then they are the ones that are bashing, but those who are just casual fans, they enjoy it.
And that's the thing, by the way, we always look at stuff very Western stuff or Americanized stuff, and we go, man, I'd love to see a Malaysian version of this. I would love to see that, but the minute it happens, they're gonna bash it. You know what I mean? So I mean,
but you guys did complex shopping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's primarily the same thing. In fact, the logo is exactly the same, but called Complet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was
I think that was brilliant.
I think if we had done like it was legit me and Haven doing
Yeah.
then it would have been a cop out.
It was a parody, right?
But because it was a parody, we were talking about like fucking Slipper Japun, and he was like critiquing Slipper Japun and bare feet and all that.
But Harvin's a pundela.
By the way, even his bubble tea thing as well. Is it like what, real or?
I wasn't there, so I'm not sure.
Like it was real in the beginning, and then after at the end it got a bit weird, so I don't know if it's real or fake. Actually, I wanted to ask him that question.
That'll be the question for Harvin when he
come on
comes
the show.
Yeah, come on the show,
Come
man.
on the show, Harvin.
Come on the show.
Come on.
Calling you out.
Harvin. Yeah.
Calling you out.
Shouts
Come on,
Harvin.
Ryan. Do one.
Only if I get to come back with him.
Yeah, sure.
I'm kidding.
You can sit on this end this time.
Yeah.
You sit here, alright?
Yeah. Well, I really sound like I have no life. I want to come back.
But so what's coming for you now? Like any big plans and shit?
Yeah, a few here and there. I want to just keep creating content, to be honest, and doing it differently. Yeah, but thinking about the idea of making this LA thing an annual thing, but maybe not LA, maybe go somewhere else. But I'm not entirely sure yet. That's the thing about creating something that's quite original, is that you have to think about it for a while. Otherwise, it just becomes to see if it's worth it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I also have my other projects that I do. I'm continuing with those. Hopefully Bryan Botak Chin and you guys will have me for Sneakerlah, and we can do something there.
What do you want to do? If let's say I said now, like, green light.
Okay,
what do you want to do?
Okay, before that,
let's do Shark Tank right now. Let's do the
What
pitch.
would you like to see me do?
Bro, that's
No, I
the easy way
twisted
out.
that around.
That's the easy way out. Yeah,
You're gonna sell it to us, man.
Okay. I what do you think about doing, that street thing as well? But it's difficult. Because you wanted to make it entertaining, and obviously my background is a bit more on the comedic side. But at the end of the day, you also want to do something that's not making fun of the culture, but also not glamorizing, but also being respectful of it. So I have no idea. We can do little interviews here and there. I have not thought about this at all.
How about you get like a shoe that, like, for example, this is a pair of like Feezies, fake Yeezys, right? And you just go and tell them like, what do you think about this?
Yeah, you could put like stuff on top of it, create your own design, maybe like get
or we can work with Edmund Louis. Edmund Louis is he's like a
sneaker customizer,
like one of the most famous sneaker customizer in Malaysia.
Okay.
Neymar is one of his customers.
Wow.
Like for real.
Yeah.
He's got Erica Badu as his customer as well.
Wow.
It's quite crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe you can get him to like create a next level pair, like crazy, and then you just call it like a.
But it has to be a balance between being really, really good and really bad.
Oh,
right?
he's good.
But you wanted to purposely create something that's kind of like really bad.
Oh, really?
So that people will be like, you know what, this is the future right here. You know what I mean?
But now they would know though.
Yeah.
So 10% equity of my idea. I'm just kidding.
Nah, you just do it, man.
Shark Tank.
I'll give.
I mean, that'd be fun, man. That'd be fun. That'd be a nice, different take on Sneakerlah as well. Stuff to do.
Yeah. We thought about one idea was for me to wear a fake pair during Sneakerlah and walk around and just film people's reaction. Because like nobody would expect me to wear a fake pair, but I'm gonna wear like a really, really bad fake, and then just tell people like, oh, this is the new one. It's unreleased. Nike gave it to me, and then see what people say.
Exactly.
You know, actually, come to think of it, like it's that mentality. Like if let's say I see a rich guy, I know he's rich. He's filthy rich. If I see him wear a fake Rolex, for example, you won't judge him.
Yeah, you won't call him out.
Yeah, because you know that he's legit. So you're like, whatever. So I guess
do you get a lot of people like that at Sneakerlah? Where you get like like the rich people who come in with the Rolexes and the pop collar even.
Bro, we've got kids, bro.
Kids coming in with that, bro.
We have kids coming in with like top to toe worth more than like 200,000 ringgit.
See, those are the kind of kids I want to interview and then give them a stupid ass shoe and say, this is how much is this worth, and then.
Yeah,
I hope they're not watching this because that could be an idea.
I don't watch this. I don't think they watch this. No sneaker guys watch this, to be honest.
Don't watch this show.
No, but because he's here now, they watch the show because he's here.
Hey, come on, bro! He's got following.
Yeah,
man.
but your sneaker gang, shoe gang.
Yeah,
we're talking about Botak that opens a kota every single week here. You know what I mean?
But that's a good name though. That's a good name, I think. Yeah.
Botak opens a kota.
Botak open kota.
That's the new hashtag when you get meal day lah. If it's a shoe.
Thanks,
box.
Ryan.
No worries.
Yeah.
10%
Next
equity.
drinks. But So basically, you can't really reveal much, like what you're going to be doing.
I can, but I've always made the mistake of saying I'm going to do something and then I don't do it. Okay, I'll put it out.
Does it motivate you if, let's say, you say it like on a podcast?
It disappoints me.
Really?
If something happens and I don't end up doing it, I'm like, why did I say it? But plans are, I'm going to be, with some of the projects, I'm going to be releasing a single. Not me. I don't release music.
Right.
Another single. And then hopefully I'm not sure yet, either it be a YouTube movie or I'm opening up to Netflix or whoever.
Yeah, I've always wondered.
Yeah.
Since you're a white-looking dude in Malaysia, why don't you go into acting?
Yeah, man.
I can't speak Malay, first of all.
No, it's okay, man. Urban, like you're like that. You know, like a Malay girl brings home a white dude and sees.
I don't remember seeing an English movie.
Oh, really?
Recently, besides Jinnyboy TV.
You know they had one Chinese show. I think they usually release that during Chinese New Year. And then this girl, she was studying overseas, so she brought back a white boyfriend to meet the father.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Right? You seen that one?
An Astro.
Yeah,
movie,
yeah. I think you like when I was looking at it, I was like, why did they choose Ryan? Like,
yeah, the guy who not Malaysian at all, right? The full white guy who somehow was imported to work for Hitz FM.
You can come, hey uncle, what's up? You know that. Then
I love how you assuming that I'm turning down these roles. The offers are not coming in. But
really?
So if you're watching.
Right. So shout out to all the production houses, all the movie directors. Consider Ryan. Tall guy, he's got good looks, he's got the accent nailed down, but he's Malaysian. So the money stays in the country.
You don't have to pay him USD.
I'm not stealing any jobs. I am one of you. Yes.
So no shows.
So perhaps like the movie towards the end of the year, a single gonna come. Not a
me. Movie? What projects.
Movie? Yeah, either a YouTube movie or a Netflix movie. So as you guys know, I write content for Harry Cock the Puppet.
Yeah.
So he'll be hopefully making a movie by the end of the year with like Harvest and all that.
How did that story, like, just tell me, how did that story come about?
As in the puppet?
Yeah.
So
how did you go from like radio and Astro Super Sports to Harry Cock Siew Yoke?
And by the way, like that is the hardest thing to explain to like people when I meet them, or like my girlfriend's parents. Like, so what do you do now that you left radio? I write content for a puppet. It just doesn't work. You know what I mean? When people ask me now, what do you do? This is Puppet. Have you seen Harry? I write content. It sounds extremely strange, but you guys have watched Harry Cock stuff. Obviously, I work very hard on the content. But how it happened was the creator had this idea. He's had this idea for about 2 years now. And he came to me and he knew my background in content and videos and stuff like that. He said, I want to make this puppet. And I said to him, cool, let's do it. And it ended there at about two years ago. And then fast forward 2 years, next thing you know, he had a box and his puppet had arrived from the UK.
So it's custom made.
It's custom made from the UK.
Oh my god.
Custom made from the UK. Guys. The puppet company that made it has worked with like Sesame Street and all that. So that's like
wow. This puppets. Is legit shit, man.
This wasn't made like in Kajang or something, you know what I mean? This is like made in the UK, this puppet. So he came with the puppet and then that's when we devised names. So
okay.
I've actually got a list of names that he actually was going to be called if you guys want to hear it.
Yeah, man.
All right,
so
lay it out.
So obviously his name is Harry Cock Siew Yoke, right? But some of the other names we were going through, we were considering was... Wait, where is it? Hold on, it's here somewhere towards the end. Somewhere.
Singapore and holy fuck.
Yeah. So he was.
There's Singapore, like his cousin. Or something.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the name?
Holy fuck.
Holy fuck.
HOLEEFAK. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Not Aloysius.
So the name obviously we set up with Harry Cock Siew Yoke. One name we were gonna go with was something Wong. Something Wong. You Stinky.
Okay.
We were actually going to think of him having a different accent, maybe like well, anyway, so we went with the name, first name Nopa, last name King. He works at the parking tent, no parking.
No parking.
First name, last name Lee, first name Sudden Lee. One is his last name Cock, first two names is Golik Cock. Obviously there's Chow Chi Wai, I'll read it out to you. Cooling Manis, Wee King Fat. Soken we, I bang my fucking knee. We were honestly considering at one point an Indian puppet, which would be Macha Anak Lelaki Tambi Anak
Whoa! Hey, you should do that. That would be cool. Then you all can do scenes at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
You can do a talk show.
Yeah.
talk show.
Yeah.
Then you
Yeah,
can
man.
Have then we can have a podcast of all them. Yeah.
Yeah, we. That'll be dope. That'll be dope.
We get content also.
So like you can do like a basically Harry has his own page and then this Indian guy has his own page. Then you can cross promote. We are going to have this talk show and then you actually get guests on the show. That'll be so dope, man.
So that is the long-term plan: is to make more puppets. Is to make more puppets and create an army of puppets.
So you're going to be like the R-rated version of a Sesame Street.
Kind of. We're gonna be like, we're aiming for more like the Avengers. You know how there's Iron Man.
Okay.
Harry Cock is Iron Man. There's gonna be a Captain America. There's gonna be a
Hulk.
A Hulk. There's gonna be a Thor. They're gonna have their own pages. Eventually, they're gonna make their own movie.
Oh shit, that was the plan.
Yeah,
Shit,
that's a long-term plan. But I tell you what, it's hard because Harry is really a bitch to
lot
work.
of work.
Yeah, a lot of work. I mean, he's a diva himself, Harry. But like to hide the guy who does the voice and doing the things and to shoot it, to come to the idea, it's hard work. So we can't control another puppet on top of that. So we would need another team for each puppet. To do that, it's very hard because you need like real content creators.
So how big is this team? Like just on Harry's team alone?
Harry's team is
Just to give us
it's just me and the creator. That's it.
No shit.
Me and the creator. We're signed because we're signed to Rocketfuel. They supply us with a videographer.
I see.
And they give us like a green studio or white studio.
I
we
see.
need it. But we have one videographer that they supply us, and primarily it's just me and the.
So it's about 3 to 4 guys.
And the creator.
Sometimes like.
It can be if we're doing like the music video. It can be a producer there and a videographer there and stuff like that. Assistant, but primarily it's just one videographer and then the creator.
Yeah, I'll ask Harvin to start a puppet.
Yeah, man, he should do the Indian one since he's a Punde.
Or maybe he is a puppet already. I don't know.
He already he does his voice. He's fine. I don't think he needs a puppet.
It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
But interesting though. I mean, I would want to watch that shit. Like if there's a movie, like I'll pay for that. To be honest.
That's some very interesting stuff.
So
like,
holy fuck is also used by the same puppet then. It's just that you guys just set up differently.
It's all one puppet. It's all one puppet.
Shit.
He's got a video coming out today, by the way, 6 p.m.
Oh really?
Yeah.
On YouTube?
Yeah, Instagram. Yeah.
today is Friday
26th.
Yes.
of April. So
It's out already by the time you
it
watch
should be
this
out by
video.
then. But if not, what's the handle?
Harry Cock Siew Yoke.
Harry Cock. K-O-K, yeah?
H-O-A-R-R-Y
Yeah.
K-O-K.
You won't miss it. It's
a puppet.
Yeah.
It's called Siew. Harry Cock.
Brian, do you follow Harry?
I don't.
Wow, Brian, how dare you?
I don't. But I have to admit, I go to the page and check out
That's cool.
very, very often.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
do you remember
Nice save.
a year ago I was like, hey, Ryan, you don't follow me on Instagram? I'm just playing. I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
You didn't follow him? Wow.
No, he follows me, but he.
So when we got drunk in Good Vibes, shout out Good Vibes. So when we got drunk and then he was like, we were talking about life and all that kind of stuff, and then he was like, hey, you don't follow me on Instagram. I was like, damn.
That legit was his reaction. He was like, oh shit.
No comeback.
Yeah.
No comeback. Okay. So camera, Harry Cock, and follow.
Yeah.
All right.
But while you're there, might as well follow Ryan Matjeraie as well. You know.
Yeah. Follow Ryan. Wait. Let me.
We'll get to that anyway. But yeah, I think how much time do you have left, producer?
We're pretty much.
We can close it, right?
One more topic, then close up.
I think you guys should have a thumbnail for this, and maybe either thumbnail below, and the caption should be like Ryan attacks Hitz FM, or why he left, or like attacks Arnold Lowe from Hitz FM, and we can create a fake thumbnail so people will click on the video, get more views.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay, wait. So here's my thumbnail.
Hey,
Okay,
take a picture now.
here's my thumbnail.
Anyway, today we have Bryan Matjeraie. Thanks for coming.
No, thank you for having
One
me.
and only Ryan.
We have Bryan Botak Chin. All of a sudden, that came out of
Was
nowhere.
this the first time you've been on this podcast?
Yeah, man. It's
I've
the
never
first
been
podcast.
on any podcast.
First
Oh,
podcast.
once.
No, you did on
Once.
Sneaker one.
Sneaker podcast.
So, since you're on radio before this, we'll let you sign out with your Instagram handles, Twitter, whatever you have to plug, and of course, do your radio thing. that you
But
used to
before that, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. No, thank you guys for having me. I
do. I literally just DM him on Instagram and he just replied me and said
Yeah,
yes.
he's a nice guy.
I didn't even have to like call his number. I only asked
So-
for his number. Like,
But first, you gotta follow him on Instagram.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, don't be like me.
yeah.
When were you going to have me on Flex? Was that anytime? There's a lot of this going on today. My name is Ryan Matjeraie. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to Masses MY.
Yeah.
Follow them on Instagram,
Yeah.
Facebook, YouTube. You know the whole shebang. You can check me out on Instagram as well, Ryan Matjeraie. I feel like I've been doing this for many, many years, so I feel like it comes off second nature. But most of all, to you watching, enjoy life. Don't hate. Even if you don't like Pesto Mortar, just acknowledge that they are part of the scene. Because you know what? Those guys work just as hard, if not harder than you, motherfucker.
Woo!
Done.
What an ending! Oh
See you
my
next
god!
time.
Cool story, bro.